Thank you and a big hello from London. A small but very interesting series of weekly patterns last week. I'll start this time with the UK FTSE futures, as it has been an eventful week and is also about to be an eventful day today. Last week we saw a weekly key reversal up here, and quite a large and also significant one, as it propelled the market out of the recent May-based descending triangle pattern seen on the daily chart. Firstly, it pushed lower on Thursday, but that was a false break, and then last Friday we had a clear break above the downtrend line of the descending triangle. By yesterday, that break higher had been stabilized and prices have today motored higher, enough that I've been able to set out topside targets for this pattern. Thus, a primary target is up in the 84.73 area, just underneath the all-time high made back in mid-May. A secondary, harder to reach target is up in the 86.05 area, higher than we have ever been before. However, that is not all. You see, we are also set up to make here a monthly key reversal up for July. So if we close tonight either over 82.86 or under 82.12, then we'll be on. Anything in between, when we have a lesser outside month pattern. Right now we are most definitely looking at a monthly key reversal up here. I'd next like to look at a cross commodity pairing, specifically the Brent Gasoil spread in London. This had a weekly key reversal down last week, but is towards the lower end of the range over the past few years. So I treat it with a little caution, though there is no denying it being there in the first place. The next one is a currency pair, the US dollar Nigerian Naira 1 month NDF. This pair are no strangers to weekly key reversals up. This latest one, made last week, is the second within July and the third within the last 5 weeks. Interestingly, there has been a limited follow-on higher this week with a strong bearish counter at the start of this week, which has in turn seen an even stronger bullish moves, such that we might well have a compound key reversal pattern next week, if we travel and close only a little higher. Finally, the next grouping, well, I'd just like to call that China. You see, we had a weekly key reversal down last week in the USDCNH, the offshore Chinese yuan, and with enough of follow-on lower this week that the pattern is justified. But that is not all. You see, we are set up right now for the US dollar versus the offshore Chinese yuan to make a possible monthly key reversal. So, if tonight we close either over 729.93 or under 726.19, then we'd be on. Anything in between would have the lesser outside month pattern. Yesterday we saw prices close below the 726.19 level, and today we are much lower, challenging the long moving average currently at 722.67 and a significant December 2023 to date uptrend currently at 721.94. This uptrend is significant, not because it is a 2-pointer, maybe a possible 3-pointer. On their own, 2-strokes possible 3-pointer uptrends tend to be weak. It is significant because it's part of the December 2023 to date bull channel, which is in total a 6-pointer, and thus needs to be watched carefully. I'll be interested to see where we close tonight for these specific reasons. Now, we also had a weekly key reversal down in the USDCNY, the onshore Chinese yuan, the 1 month NDF last week. Here we have seen limited follow-on lower. However, that is not all. You see, here also we are set up for a monthly key reversal for July. Thus, if we close tonight either over 713.38 or under 711 even, then we'd be on. Anything in between would be a lesser outside month pattern. So, with only hours to go, we are right now in the lesser outside month territory. And I guess this one may well come down to the wire and what it eventually turns out to be. The final segment of the China section is the weekly key reversal down we saw last week in the Chinese CHINEXT Composite Stock Index. Here, we have not seen any follow through lower. In fact, almost the exact opposite, with prices, especially today, taking a strong flyer on the upside after the 2 previous days' dithering and passive moves lower. The move today has been enough that prices have almost moved out of last week's range, but on the top side, not on the downside. We'll see if the market really wishes to counter last week's pattern. Overall, one of the key features of today is that it's the end of July, and thus the culmination of many monthly patterns. Now, I've already mentioned the potential monthly key reversals seen in some markets, such as the potential monthly key reversal up in the UK FTSE futures and down in the USDCNH. Now, just a cursory glance at some of the other markets I've covered over the last few days has shown me others. There are potential monthly key reversals down in Euro Yen, US dollar against the Japanese yen, LME 3-month zinc and LME 3-month tin. There will be others, and I will give an accounting for these in the next week's commentary. As always, I'm happy to answer any direct questions. If anyone who's interested in that, I'll finish this section from London, and I hope that you found these comments useful. Thank you for listening. This weekly broadcast gives the essential market patterns and consequences. Please be aware of the risk disclaimer posted both at the front and at the back of this broadcast. Copyright is Eddie Toftbick and ADM Investor Service International Limited. And here comes the final important bit.